Hello, Julie here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a subscriber, I want to say thank you very much. I really appreciate the fact that you've subscribed to my channel, and if you're not a subscriber, would you think about subscribing or give me a thumbs up, any of those great things. Okay, so I'm going to be creating some tags for my current journal today, and to do that I'm going to use some Juniper and Sage papers from Uniquely Creative. And I'm also going to be using some other bits and pieces from my design team kit from Paper Inspirations. To start with, I took my Uniquely Creative Tags, Tops and Tails die and ran it through my big shot with an assortment of cardstock. I've used it like an olivey green cardstock, a white cardstock, and a pattern paper from the kit, the paper kit called Moments with You. So I've just cut a whole combination of the tags, of the top things, of the ring reinforcers, the decorative bits, everything in there. So I've got a good mixture of things here that I can work with. One of the dies was I cut it a bit short because that was just the end of the paper, and I thought, oh well, I'll give it a try. So I cut this one, and now I'm not going to do anything in particular with this one. It's just going to be a straightforward tag. So I'm going to just attach that to a piece of white cardstock because I want to have a nice sturdy tag, and so I'm just going to stick that to that and then trim them down so they're both the same length. Now the plain white cardstock is the base of each of my tags. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make tags that have got pockets in the front. And to do that, I'm just going to cut strips of these tags, like some are half, some are over half, some are under a half, and I'm going to lay them on top of the white bases so that I can create a pocket. And that's on the bigger ones, on the bigger tags, because there's two size tags in this kit. So on the bigger ones I'm going to make pockets, and on the smaller ones I'm just going to layer some pattern paper on those. They won't have pockets in them. I mean, you could go on forever, but in one of my tags I do put two pockets on the front, and one of those pockets is to take that little tag that was short. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to put this on fast forward and let you watch the process. There won't be any talking through it because you can see what I'm doing. So basically I'm just working my way through them, and when I got to the end of it and looked at it and started putting the smaller tags in, I realised that just about every tag had that pattern paper on it, and that all of the small tags, or most of the small tags, two of them, had that same pattern paper on it. So when I put the smaller tag inside the pocket for the larger tag, sometimes they had the same paper meeting up. But anyway, I'll get around that when I come to it. So yeah, I'm just putting these layers onto the white base of the tag. I'll come back when I've got something to say, I guess. So this is the tag that I'm going to put the double pocket on. So just like all the others, I put a background or a solid cover of the white cardstock on the front, and then I'm using two offcuts from other tags, like where I've cut them off, to make a pocket. So I'm doing one a little bit wider than the other. I think it was probably about 3/8 of an inch wider, so the darker green is about 3/8 of an inch wider than the whiter one. So that's how I'm going to create that double pocket. You could of course put a pocket at the bottom, like it wouldn't have to be the full length of this, those scallopy bits that you can get or that come in the die, you can use them as a pocket as well down the bottom of your tag. So you can put it at the bottom of the tag and then only stick it on the 3 edges, and you'll end up with a little pocket with a scalloped edge. But I'm going this way just in line with all the other tags that I'm creating today. So I just wanted to show you that one in a bit more detail. So here's a look at the tags once I've put the papers on the front and the back. So I've done the backs, I've left them white because that's our journaling area, but I've put some sort of decoration on the back of each one. So some have got toppers, some have got little bottom things. I suppose they call them tails. This one's just got 2 strips of paper down the edge. This one, I think I did make, oh no, that's got a topper as well. The toppers leave a little border around them. Now the smaller tags, as I said, I've covered the fronts, and I did the little pocket thing at the back of them that I was speaking about earlier, where you just put that scalloped piece down there and just glue around 3 edges, and it gives you a little pocket if you wanted to tuck something in there. So it's pretty, non-obtrusive. If you don't want to put a pocket, if you don't want to put anything in the pocket, you don't have to. It just looks like a decoration. So yeah, so that's all of my all of my tags with their coverings and decoration on the back. I won't be adding anything else to the backs of these tags. I'm trying to leave that for the writing. Here you can see I've added the ring reinforcers to each of them. Some of them have got the circular ones and some have got the rectangular type that fits along the top. Now, as part of my kit, I got these beautiful 49 Market white rub-ons, so I'm going to use some of those to decorate some of the plainer areas on my tags. Especially the darker tags, they stand out better on the darker tags, of course. Some people leave the rub-on on the whole sheet when they're applying it, but I like to cut mine off so that I know I'm not going to get any from another rub-on in the wrong place or ruin another rub-on by accidentally pushing too hard on it. Now, you remove the backing and you have the glossy side up, and then you can use your bone folder, or you can use the little stick that comes in the pack, whichever you prefer. I do a mixture of both, depends how handy one thing is or the other. And then you just, with the 49 Market ones, you don't have to rub that hard actually. And I mean, rub-ons in days gone by, you had to just about break your wrist rubbing them on. But these days, the 49 Market ones go on really quite easily. So you just rub firmly, and when you think you've got it all set down, you can actually see the difference in the rub-on as it attaches to the base that you're rubbing it onto. But I just peel it off slowly and keep it in place, so that if there is a section of it that isn't properly stuck, well then I can just lay it back down and give it another bit of a rub. But generally with these 49 Market ones, you don't really have any problem with it. So I'm going to do that to a few, I'm not sure how many I do, 3 or 4 I guess, just to add a little bit of detail in the background. Now I've got an assortment of fussy cut pieces that I have cut from this paper collection. As I said, it's Juniper and Sage. It's a real pretty colour, I reckon. Anyway, I've cut an assortment of pieces from that, and I'm going to use those pieces to decorate my my tags. Now I've got this on fast forward, and I'm just going to tell you what products I used to decorate my tags. So as I said before, I did fussy cut some items from the Juniper and Sage paper range, but I also used a variety of other things. Now I have the Tim Holtz Field Notes stamp set, and I stamped using black Versa fine onyx black ink onto some white cardstock, an assortment of the stamps in that set, just to have on hand. So I used some of those. I used some floral stickers that I purchased from the internet. I have to admit that getting those backings off of those was a bit of a pain in the posterior, but we got there in the end. I used some pale green lace that my mum gave me out of her stash because she doesn't do paper crafting anymore. I also used the Vintage Photo Distress ink and my Dome sponge dauber to ink around everything. Everything's been inked around the labels, the tags. Every single thing on these tags has been inked. I also used a Uniquely Creative die. It's called Serendipity Foliage Die. I keep a little tub full of die cuts that I've cut in white cardstock. These are florals, leaves, that sort of thing, that are fairly universal and can be used anywhere. And I have cut them all in white, as I said, and that gives me the opportunity to colour them if I want to. I can colour them with my distress inks or alcohol pens or whatever, or I can leave them white, as I did in this instance. So yeah, I've just used a collection of things. I've used some cheesecloth as well, I think, on some of them. So yeah, I'll just let this run through. If there's something that I think of that you probably need to know, well then I'll let you know. I do use art glitter glue all the time. That is my glue of choice, and I have found it hard to find here in Australia. Although my local scrapbooking shop, which is now closed, unfortunately, they did sell it. But I know that Sue's got it in her shop, so I'll put a link to that in the description box below, because I know it can be a bit hard to find sometimes. But yeah, well, I'm just going to let this flow on for a bit, and then I'll come back to you when it's all organised. Just on another note, I love these little plastic containers. I bought them, they were in like a big plastic container at Kmart, and I think there's, I can't remember, I think there's about 18 of them in the container. So there's 18 of these little ones, and they're fantastic for keeping little embellishment, you know, small, easy to lose pieces. So yeah, I just thought I'd talk to you about that one, because that's really something very useful, I reckon. If you have the opportunity to buy one, grab it. was thinking I was going to use this variegated cotton frizz to go through the holes of my tags, but when I had a look at it, for starters, there wasn't enough in there left, because I've used a lot of it already, but there wasn't enough left to do all of the tags, and also the piece that was left was mostly purples, and I was looking for the greenish section because it had a beautiful sagey green colour in it, and I just didn't feel right about putting the purple in there, so I discarded that idea and I went with the white crochet cotton, because white, of course, is a pretty heavy colour in this paper collection, and these tags mostly white, including all of the background is white. So that's what I decided to go for, and I have just threaded several strands of the crochet cotton through the holes in the tags. I won't make you watch every one of those, because I'm sure you all know how to thread some crochet cotton through a hole in a tag. Okay, to embellish my tags a little further, I got some bulb clips and I threaded on some seed beads and a little metal key. Some of the metal keys have patina on them and some of them don't. So I've just threaded that through, or pinned that through the crochet cotton that is in the hole of the tag. So here's a bit of a look at each of the tags separately. Each of them has got a different key. I bought those in a pack somewhere, can't even remember where, but I have got so many metal charms that I could just about make my fortune if I went to the scrapyard. Anyway, that's my tags for today. Glad you could join me. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back. I post my videos generally on a Tuesday and a Friday, so if you have got nothing to do on those days, I'd love it if you could join me. I do an assortment of paper crafts, so sometimes, yeah, you never know what you're going to get. But anyway, thank you for joining me here today. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel, and if you are a subscriber, thank you very much, and don't forget, I'd love to have a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye.